Hello and welcome to the Gust to Win podcast. I am Gazering2K, your humble host. Alongside me is Subin, my co-host. Subin, how are you this lovely, beautiful Monday morning? It's Monday at the time of this recording. How are you?
Well, it's Monday afternoon here on the Best Coast, and I'm good.
You just have positive vibes, bro. You gotta take jabs. Correct me when I'm wrong. Talk about what coast is better. We can't just. Can we try that again with like more positivity and just some happiness? And like, because there's a lot of toxicity going on.
I'm having a great day for things I can't talk about, but life and so on and so forth. This is week 2 of my new work schedule where I get 2 days off in a row, and it's honestly been like so good for my mental health.
2 days in a row is nice, man. Yeah. I get that on weekends because school district. Yeah. I'm actually off all this week for spring break, so that's cool. Got my son in the back room chilling, watching some Paw Patrol. Mm-hmm. Not a great show, but not the worst show. So hey, it's what it is. What it is.
I mean, anything. If anyone's seen any of your Twitch streams, I'm sure Paw Patrol is like able to be critically acclaimed in comparison to it.
I streamed last night, man. I had a nice amount of people watching. There's a nice amount.
I insulted you.
I felt like I was back, baby. Fun. You did. It wasn't fun. That part wasn't fun.
I mean, come on. Chat was ripping on you, and for those who haven't seen Twitter or weren't watching Gazer stream, but Gazer has agreed to rebrand his username and his image as a content creator. If a specific tweet, which I'll have linked in the description and the show notes, and I've retweeted it multiple times, and the Gust to Win account has retweeted it. If Gazer gets 1,000 likes on this tweet, he will change his name from GazerBeam2K to SuperMegaBaldTCGjr2. As voted on by his Twitch chat out of 5 other options.
All involving the word bald for some reason.
Yeah. Well, no, there was the VTuber option that Poseidon weighed in on, and then when she realized that you could have hair as a VTuber, she said, "Never mind."
I have hair right now. Why do you guys do this to me?
You're bald. Those are stenciled in lines, and we know.
I go see a specialist every week.
The pencil technique, the spray paint. Yeah, you got all your follicles ripped out. Like, might as well get a damn chia, dude, and put the paste in and see how that grows out instead.
Spray a little water on it. Just
2,000 likes, he'll grow a chia on his head.
So that's not getting 1,000 likes, man. We'll see
what happens. Come on. All right, podcast. All 12 of you that listen to this podcast and all 47 of you that watch it on YouTube, go help me out. Retweet and like that post.
You guys head over to Twitter and just call Subin an idiot for thinking this is going to work.
I can't wait for me to introduce the pod one day and be like, hey guys, it's me, Stubin, and my co-host SuperMegaBaldTCGjr2.
I said I'll do it if it happens. It's not happening, but yeah. But Stubin, you had a good weekend.
Okay. Technically, today's my Sunday or whatever. So yes, so far so good.
Yes, that's true. Anything interesting happen? Anything you can talk about? You want to talk about? Hey, you want to?
Nope, I can't talk about it. Sorry.
Oh.
However, we can talk about Atlanta Regionals that neither of us attended because we're scrubs.
Excuse me, buddy.
Sorry,
you know what happened to me?
Excuse me, Mr. Three cup chump.
That's not a 3 pump, but a 3 cup, buddy. 1 Gazer 3 cups. Come on, man.
I'm changing, too many Gazers.
I'm changing my Twitter handle. That 1 Gazer 3 cups.
I can't wait for all of the porn bots to find you.
Yeah, no, we didn't record last weekend because I was busy winning a cup for the 3rd time this season. That's 3 cups in 4 months.
Yeah, you know what? Henry Trowers won 3 regionals, and how many of you won? 0.
I mean, none yet, but I mean, the role I'm on right now, I'm pretty hot right now, so maybe, who knows? But no, Atlanta Regionals did happen.
California sun get into your head since you have no hair to protect yourself.
Look, man. Look, Atlanta Regionals did happen, man. Happened this past weekend. Henry Chow, who's up there, got to be up there in one of the greatest of all time conversations now. Won it all, playing Gardevoir EX. I don't like the brag or boast. I'm really a humble guy, but I kind of called Guardy being good in this rotation, and a lot of people called me a foolish, stupid, ugly, dumb, idiotic, chaotic, bald. They called me a lot of different things. But I kind of got this one right.
I mean, technically.
Yeah, I said a card like Gardevoir, a card like Charizard, they're stage twos that have too good of abilities to never be bad. I said that to you. I said it to LDF. I've said it before. Yeah, we lost Refinement Curlia, but that ability is too great to not be good. And this Henry Chow proved it. I thought Guardy would make a cut. I didn't think it would win at all. The rest of the season. We had 2 in cut though. If you look at top 8, 2 Guardies were in cut. There was a Terapagos deck, which is pretty hot. Shout out to Cilios Network, and then Dragapult.
Yeah, and then the 9th place was the ASIM cut, and that was a Golden Go that lost out to the Terapagos to move forward.
Yeah.
But
there's a couple Golden Go, but it's mostly Dragapult. If you look at the top 32, I think 17, 18 of them are like Polt. Something with Polt in it. There's even a Polt.
Conversion rate. I mean, like for Dragapult was crazy. There were 80 players in day 2 on a Dragapult variant.
Yeah.
Which was a 29.41% meta share of day 2, man. Which that's probably the highest number we've seen in a long time in a day 2 meta share.
I think we've seen Lugia up there one time. Not that high, but we've seen Lugia pretty high before. I think this has to be the highest.
And I mean, Golden Go converted really well, 17.28%, 47 players on that. Terapagos with 33 players, Gardevoir with 22, Archaludon with 19, Terrabox with 19, Raging Bolt with 19, and then after that it's like Flareon with 10, and then 5 for Zoroark, and then everything else is like 4, 3, 2, and then a bunch of one-offs.
Imagine being that one-off deck, man. You gotta feel good about that.
I'm shocked to see the Zoroark deck convert 5 decks in the day 2.
Same. I don't think the Archetype's that strong. But is this including any decks that play Zoroark? Because there was Archaludon that had Zoroark in it.
Yeah.
So it's just including anything that has Zoroark in it, maybe? I don't know.
I think it's like a more pure Zoroark deck, and I think they just separated like the Archaludons and like the Dragapults that have whatever. You know what I mean? Like how there was a Zoroark in Henry Chow's Gardevoir list. He played a 1-2 line, and I mean that doesn't count towards the Dragapult statistics on here, which also they separate from it either being like ghosts or just pure Dragapult as like one lump.
Yeah, I just lump them all as Dragapult because you got Dragapult Godango, you got Dragapult with the ghost, you got Dragapult that's just pure. It's Dragapult. It's the Polt world we're living in.
If you were to have gone, what would have you played ultimately?
Archaludon.
Yeah, I would have either played Golden Go or Flareon.
Flareon's surprisingly pretty okay, pretty good. It's a B tier deck. It's pretty good though.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
Flareon.
There's one on
plus
stream.
Black Belt's training lets you smack a Dragapult for 320.
Yeah,
so,
it's perfect numbers with that 280 and the 320. Yeah,
and
then
first
you always have the
130 hits Golden Go for weakness for.
Knocks out a Golden Go and then charges up your Pokemon on the bench. There's one on stream that played the Sylveon EX with Angelite.
Yep,
and it just kept blowing everything away when it had a chance.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. I personally like Leafeon in the Flareon deck too, but it's harder to fit both Leafeon and Sylveon in the same list. Just because
there's some that have the Jolteon as well too.
Yeah, and I mean I've also seen like single prize Jolteon in some of them, but I don't quite realize what that one is for. Like, what are you trying to hit for weakness?
I don't know if it's hitting for weakness or you're trying to hit through
Mimikyu
anything that can wall you.
Yeah. Okay.
Mimikyu or what's his face, Milotic, something like that. So yeah.
I mean, Milotic kind of fell off hard.
Yeah, I don't know if any walls made day 2. I was really on walls for a while. Played it to a few leagues, and I found myself tying with it way too much. I would go 2-1-1, or I would go 1-1-2, and it's just like it's too many ties. It's because people hit it and they want to try to get around it and figure it out, and they spend so much time, with the gears turning in their head that time gets called, and so it's not a good best of 1 deck, and it's probably not great for best of 3 either. So maybe that's why I didn't convert that well. You're talking about the one-off decks. Did you see the deck? I don't know if you've seen this one that has the Blaziken EX, the Greninja EX.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Ben Hayes, 92nd place with the Zoroark, Combustion, Blaziken, Greninja, Froakie stuff. They also played the Ends Reshiram in here, so the Zoroark could actually attack ultimately. And, you know, I don't want to, you know, say it, but For the Win did it first.
Yeah, he had a video on it. It did well in a tournament online somewhere. For the Win made a video on it, and then I guess someone was like, you know what, this is hot, I'm taking it, and it got him 92nd. So I mean, can't be mad about that. But yeah, it's playing the Blaziken EX that just came out. Let you pick an energy from your discard pile, attach to one of your Pokemon, and I think the strategy here is just to try to cycle with Greninja as much as possible. There's no bench protection right now.
No,
unless you're running Rabsca
or Terras
or Terras.
So like just being able to Mirage Barrage every single turn is disgusting. And if you're doing that turn 2, there's no way they're setting up at all. Like there's just no way they're going to set up.
Yeah.
And
now there's a Badoo problem.
I wish I could see their pairings and how that broke down, like what matchups they hit and whatnot, and ultimately what they lose to. Rest in peace. What was it? PokeStats Live or whatever. Where we could see that data, but you know, still impressive to see something like that go from one online event to a YouTube video to an actual like solid finish for points.
Yeah, I mean, we also had a one off of the Frostas Monkey Dory.
Yeah, and I mean that's pretty threatening too until like Dragapult evolves into Dragapult, and then it's not threatening at all.
That's true.
And I mean, there were 2 Slowking decks. There were 3 Espathra decks. There was Roaring
I seen Espathra.
Moon.
There were Slowking decks. Hold on, there were
2 Slowking decks according to Limitless, and then a one-off Blissey, one-off Hop Zacian, and 1 Mamoswine, and a Gouging Fire.
I seen Espathra, and I was like, "That's stupid." Where's the Slowking? Oh my gosh, I love Slowking.
2 Slowking decks played by Juan Espinola and Chukwudi Okiki. Pronunciation's probably been absolutely neutered there, but I apologize.
There is a Slowking deck. That's so cool.
There were 2.
I'm about to steal this list. I'm about to take it.
You know what? The Slowking deck, the one of them, I clicked into it, and it's playing Rabsca. So, shit, we're gonna eat our words there. And speaking of shit, you know, it's totally carrying a ball of it. But anyways,
I mean, you're not wrong.
So is your body. You're carrying.
Got a little bit.
No, I meant your head. You're that's your body's carrying.
Okay. I got 3 cups, man. I got 3 cups.
Okay.
Look, man.
If I haven't had something else been going on for over a month now, there was one I was going to go to. We talked about it a couple episodes ago that I was like, oh yeah, I'll maybe go and maybe play Arch, but I couldn't. So.
Well, if you went to Atlanta, what would you have played?
Either Golden Go or Flareon.
Fair choices. I feel like Golden Go's in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, Golden Go if I didn't want my head to hurt by the end of the day. Because draw cards, Unga Bunga, Caveman numbers, have fun time. Big damage, make rain, throw energy cards, you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
or
that was me when I was
Flareon
playing,
because just like I feel like it's underrepresented. Yep.
Yeah, so you felt like Flareon was like underrepresented. I mean, I feel like it's a decent deck. I feel like it's a decent call, B tier deck.
But you know me and my like tournament history. Like I won't play the BDIF ever. I won't like go to a big event and play the BDIF. I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna play some tier 2, tier 3 garbage.
So I won't see you playing Dragapult anytime soon. Then
I love Dragapult and you know it. But like if it's the deck to beat and it's in the room at that, like I don't want to do that all day long.
I'm with you. Mirrors are crazy. There's a lot of Dragapult mirrors at this tournament. We had 6 in the top 8. And Andrew Hedrick, we had him on the show before. Got to get him back again. I thought he was going to win another regional. I thought he had it. I thought he was going to win it. But
that game one was, what, 40-something minutes?
It was, I thought it was 30-something, 40-something. Yeah.
Almost.
It was, but I called it the itchy pollen staring contest. That's all it was. Who was going to blink first? Who was going to stop itching their pollen? And I loved it. I loved it, honestly, because there's strategy behind what they're doing. Some people look at it I made a tweet about it. I think some people look at it on the surface like, this is stupid. They're just going itchy pollen for 17 turns. This is no, there's strategy. There's stuff involved with this. There's reasons they're doing the things they're doing. And I love seeing that, the intricacies and the thought process going on there. Because I've done weird offbeat things before. People are like, Gazer, what are you doing? That's stupid. I'm like, no, just watch. There's a path. And then when I hit the path, they're like, oh, I see what you're doing. So to see that, from two of the top players in the game, right? And they're definitely two of the top players in the game right now,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Top
for sure.
3, top 4, top 5, yeah. To see them like battle out like that in that first game, and yeah, it took forever. Yeah, it's not the most entertaining, but it was still just as a pure TCG, Pokemon TCG, just like lover. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, there's a
And
lot
in
of
game 2,
intricacies and like depth to that too, because it's like if you break the lock, then they can take advantage of it. But if you're going to break the
yes.
lock, then you have to make sure you're putting yourself in a position to where they can't retaliate worse than what you're going to do that turn. And it's like mind games kind of too.
Oh yeah.
And like the developments of like the Monkey Dories now and the luminous energies in those decks. And also like the bravery charms making a massive difference for the Bidoo math, and just like,
Hey, look, not just Bravery Charm. Did you see the freaking
luxurious cape.
Luxurious Cape?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that doing in there? What are you doing? Yeah.
So I mean, it it's just so much foresight in their deck building in advance, and that's just like how Pokemon ebbs and flows. Like I told you, we've had a lot of new like locals hop on, and people will play the newer players will play the same deck week after week, and they're like, why am I not getting any better? I'm like, well, buddy, I'm sorry to tell you, Pokemon's not a game where you can just play one deck forever. Sometimes the metagame will shift to where you have to play a different deck.
Mm-hmm. Or if not, you have to adjust. You can't keep playing the same list over
you
and
have
over.
You have to tweak and change cards and like innovate and find ways. Like there's one dude playing Mamoswine that started playing the last month or so, and they played Union Arena and One Piece and whatnot. And last week he was just like, dude, I have a problem with jamming tower. What do I do? And I was like, well, do you have a stadium? No? Okay, well, let's find you a stadium that works. And we went over all the different options, and then eventually like they got a stadium in, and then they felt like it wasn't enough. And I was like, well, we don't have any easy stadium removal anymore, but how about this Chi and Pow that you can bench it and pop the stadium off? And he's like, oh, and then like started innovating that way. And then they had a problem with Cornerstone, since there's so many other abilities and whatever else. And I can't remember, there was another card they had a problem with that like Mamoswine couldn't deal with or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, what other stage 2 Pokemon could you shove in this deck? And we went over through the options that played fighting energy. He's like, all right, well, you could put Tyranitar in your deck, but you need damage counters on your bench. However, I gave them the idea to try a 1/0 line of Garchomp EX.
You're a madman. The one that does 150 and attaches fighting
160 energy. Attaches 3 fighting energy from the discard pile.
Excuse me, 160.
160.
Oh my gosh.
And then the other attack, it snipes 2 Pokemon effectively for 120 each. And they're playing the Garganacl that attaches energy and heals damage.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, put the Garchomp in. Like,
I mean, I guess that's fair enough. I guess
so
we'll
see if they show up tomorrow to League and play it or whatever, and go from there.
Well, now I'm heavily invested in this Mamoswine deck to see how, if they can actually win a league with it. So now you got to let me know. You got to let us know next episode.
They went, I want to say they went 3-1 one week and 2-2 another week. So they're getting there.
I want them to win it all now. I'm invested.
We'll see what happens. And then I played for the first time in a hot minute last week.
Did you? What'd you play?
I played Golden Go. And I started 3-0, and then I hit my buddy Alex, and
Cornerstone.
He won the flip, decided to go second, and I started just the Dunsparce, and I got fan rotomed. He had like dig deep, and then like it came down to a research, and every time he drew a card, stadium, and on the 7th card it was the stadium, and I was like, son of a. Then we played an actual game, and then I got Cornerstone double Monkey Dory, and I couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
but there's a line that I've realized now, so free information, is if you play the Dunsparce EX and you play Crispin in your Golden Go deck, you can hit them for 60 with the first attack, the first turn with the Dunsparce, and then next turn attach Crispin, and then hit him for the 150, and 60 plus 150 is 210.
You can't hit him for 60. Oh no, yes you can.
They'll have one EX in play.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So he was smart about not benching other Pokemon. and just kept his bench tight. But if I bench too much, then Clefairy could come and then smack over gold. It's like it was just stupid matchup. I hate Terapagos.
I mean,
knocked out. Screw you, Luke Morsa. No, we're just kidding. We love you, Celio.
Chilios, no, I love that guy. But no, that's I like to see, matches like that where like, brain versus brain. How are we thinking? I was playing Walls the other day, and one of my opponents was playing Terrabox, and he had to attack with Fan Rotom like 5 times, and they had to finish me off with a knockdown. And it was just like we're going back and forth, and it was cool. It was cool. And that's what I was talking about with Henry Chow and with Andrew Hedrick, the back and forth in that game 1. And then game 2 was more so like a regular game was played, but it was like plot twist after plot twist. I don't know if you saw a lot of game 2, but like Henry Chow would take like momentum, and all of a sudden Hedrick would get it back, and then Henry Chow would come back, and then Hedrick would win it all, and then game 3 was just chef's kiss.
Game 3 lasted just about as long as you do in bed.
Oh, that's incorrect. I have a son, sir. I have a son.
That's the proof of concept.
So I did something right at least once.
Never mind. I don't think you realize what I'm.
I know what you're getting at, man. Look, game 3, it basically went to turns right away, and they had to play so differently. That there was a play where Andrew Hedrick had to leave his lone Dragapult out there. He had to pop a Dusknoir to take a knockout, leave his own Dragapult just to be ahead on prizes. I mean, to be even on prizes, just so he wouldn't lose. And the only way he could lose is if Henry Chow pulled like a nutso combo of Night Stretcher and some other stuff, and Chow did it, man.
Yeah, he needed what? Gardevoir, Night Stretcher, Rare Candy in the 7 cards. And he had Ultra Ball and Gardevoir and 2 Night Stretchers and Rare Candy. And just game over.
Yeah, and he was so excited he missed the easier play, and Andrew Hedge was like, buddy, you got it. Look, you have 2 Night Stretchers. Look, it's right here. Look. And Chow's like, oh, I guess you're right. Anyway. But yeah, I've been there before. I played in a cup one time where my opponent needed to have the nuts to beat me. We went to turns. I was like, if I take a knockout, his Charizard can knock out my Raging Bolt and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not taking a knockout. So I passed. And the guy was like, oh, you passed? Well, I win. I'm like, buddy, how do you win? Because you're going to hit me for a little damage, and I win. He had Rare Candy Charizard, Rare Candy Dusknoir. He just had it all. And
speaking of Charizard didn't do jack squat this weekend in Atlanta.
Did any of them convert?
I'm sorry, 4 in day 2. And it wasn't on the day 1 analysis either.
I see the highest one is this 149th? Is that the highest one?
I think so.
Or did I miss one?
No, I think you're right.
Oh, well.
37.
Might have been little.
37.
37.
Charizard
Okay,
Pidgeot. And then there was
there it is.
Dragapult right. Charizard, which is basically just Dragapult. And that's it. Like, it just did not do anything at all. And also of other things that really didn't convert, Terrabox, like, sure, there was a decent amount of them, but it did not win the event. It didn't even come close. Like, highest placing Terrabox was Nick Moffitt at 39th.
You're right. I see that. I thought Terrabox was like a great deck. What's the problem with it? I can't figure out what the problem is.
I think just people knew that it was going to be a popular choice. And I mean, it was the 4th most represented deck day 1, right behind Terapagos Knockout, which is effectively kind of like a Terrabox to an extent.
Yeah.
But just the sheer power of Dragapult in that matchup, if they don't for whatever reason turn to like Wellspring you for 2 prize cards, like they get a Dragapult out, like what do they do? You know what I mean? Like,
harder to take down the Dragapult, and then Dragapult could eventually take a 4 prize turn.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
It's wild.
It's a Dragapult world. We're all living in it, man. Dragapult and Badoo and Dusknoir apparently. Have you seen a discourse on Twitter after following what happened with this regional? Have you seen people calling for a ban for Badoo and calling for bans for Dusknoir and things like that?
No, I haven't. Other than me tweeting that tweet for you last night, I have not looked at Twitter.
No, we've had a few people, and a shout out to Jake Gearhart. He's one of the ones trumpeting the charge here. But we have a few people who are saying that Badoo is just toxic, should be banned. It's a problem, and I don't know if I technically agree with that. I think Badoo's okay. You have to play around it. is format changing for sure because people have to build their decks playing Jacques and playing Brock Scouting and playing, random things they normally wouldn't play
Yeah, you have to
to get
intentionally
around Badoo.
make your deck worse in a vacuum to play around Badoo.
In a vacuum, yes, but I mean for the meta it's in, it makes your deck playable, makes your deck viable, makes your deck better. But yeah, in a vacuum, you like look at the deck list and like, why is that in there? There's better cards than that. Yeah, in a vacuum, of course. But I don't know. I enjoy cards like that. Do you remember when Miltank was like popping up in random decks?
I mean, we've
The
talked
Miltank
about
that
it. I've
protected
said
against
this countless
GXs and
times
Vs.
over the years of Pokemon contenting and podcasting is the old Decidueye bell curve graphic. Like you either tech forward or you don't, and if you don't, then you get punished. But if it's not there, then you've profited. And the second that Badoo falls off for whatever reason, which I don't see that happening, as it's just it enables the Dragapult deck to take all the time it needs to get to where it's got to go. In a world that for whatever reason everyone just says, I ain't bringing Badoo today. All those cards like Jock and Brock Scouting are gonna punish you in your deck building and your deck selection in the metagame.
But see, I like cards like that make you have to either take for it or not. And then you say, hey, if I hit it, they got it. If not, then my deck's going to take off against every other deck. And I like that. I like when you have to actually, worry about a certain card or something like that. Cornerstone's starting to get to that point. Mimikyu is to that point in a way, So I enjoy that. I enjoy those kind of things. So I'm not really, but it's not really a problem. In my opinion, though, one of the major problems is Dusknoir. Dusknoir is an issue. And we'll talk about it a little bit later, but we do have an answer that's coming out. Who knows when? But we do have an answer to help out with Dusknoir. But Dusknoir is a problem because it takes away the when you're building when you have a stage 2 nowadays, stage 2 EX Pokemon. They're not the easiest card to get out, are they?
Mm-hmm.
No, and especially when you have Badoo that's item locking you can't use your rare candy. They're definitely not the easiest to get out. But yeah, man, like I enjoy cards that like make you have to game plan around them, but Dusknoir is an issue because, like I was saying, with stage 2s, you get your stage 2 out, you need a rare candy. But preferably a rare candy, get out as soon as possible. You get a stage 2 out, it's a high reward kind of thing. Charizard has 330 HP and has a crazy ability, crazy attack. Dragapult 320, really good attack. You can get not punished, but just like you get that stage 2 out, you put on a lot of hard work to go around a Badoo and evolve and everything, and then someone just says, cool, Dusknoir, blow up, knockout, it's gone. And it just feels like so punishing and so unfair and just like, why? Because Dusknoir is just rare candy out, blow up, gone. And, just attack with something else random. And then now your setup is all gone. You base all your strategy getting that out. And it feels just like, what's the point? Why not just play Terrabox? Why not just play Terapagos? So I think Dusknoir is an issue. I don't know if it needs a ban, but we need that card that's coming out for it relatively soon. Do you know what card I'm talking about right now? Or you?
Quack quack.
Yeah, okay. All right, he knows. We'll look at it a little bit later. But yeah, I think that's the issue. What's your opinion on Dusknoir, man?
It's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of things. Like you said, you can get punished. Like if you're trying to play something else, like say for example, like you want to build this big tanky stage 2 or whatever, but oh man, their attack does whatever less, so on and so forth. Oh, they need to hit me harder because of my Bouffalance or whatever. Okay, cool. Dusknoir just invalidates that, and it makes you take prize cards, so that also furthers their game state in the form of like, all right, cool, now I can Iona you more. Counter catcher. I'm now behind. So being able to forcibly take prize cards and give prize cards in a way to where it doesn't necessarily push the game towards a traditional means to an end. It does limit creativity in the metagame. And I mean, I'm sure, we had For the Win and LDF both on, and they would both say the same thing, that Dusknoir limits them from being able to play rogue options and so on and so forth. So between the spread of the ghosts and the Dragapult, like it honestly it's oppressive. I think if we didn't have Dragapult, the best place for the ghosts would still be Charizard to push push your damage output up, so on and so forth. But at the same time, it disables so many other strategies. Like,
yeah, I agree.
playing other card games the last few years, other than Pokemon, and how they can be reactive to metagames, unlike Pokemon just never wanting to address any elephant in the room. And this isn't just like the ghost. It's literally like whatever. Pokemon will never, like, they haven't banned a card in Standard since, what, 2015, 2016? With Lysander's Trump card. There hasn't been a card banned in Standard in almost 10 years or 9 years or whatever at this point in time. There's no limitations, and they just let it all hang out, and they let it all go.
Then when the card gets expanded, they're like, okay, now this card is banned.
Yeah.
It has to go now.
Yeah, like
that card should have went a year ago.
Like Scoop Up Net and Shaman. Like Shaman doesn't need to be banned if Scoop Up Net's banned.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's something else that we just don't realize that like pushes that to its limits or whatever. But like they could easily bring Shaman off the expanded ban list. But at the same time, they also just don't give a shit about expanded.
They don't. They don't. Which I think is a fun format, so I wish they did. To see the crazy
I'm forcing all
combos
of our,
I like
our
that,
locals to play it in June.
You're forcing it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you're coming tonight, you're playing expanded. You listen here.
All month long at the shop in June, since it's the off season. There's no point events. I'm just saying, all right, expanded every week for all of June.
I might have to make a stop by at your locals, man. Tuesday nights, right?
Mm-hmm. We've been popping off for small town, middle of nowhere, Ohio, man. We've had, I think we haven't had less than 18 players in a few weeks, which doesn't sound like a lot in some places, but middle of nowhere, yeah.
Okay, I'll be there in June then.
All right, come play some expanded. I'm gonna build a couple decks, and then I'm gonna dig through my stash and find like my extra copies of like Cynthia and Anne and all those like Silent Lab. And I made sure I joined Stefan Ivanov's expanded Discord too this last week, so I can start like farming deck lists.
He's all on it. I've taken a couple of deck lists. If I play expanded, I have my deck right here. Here's what I'm playing.
Gengar.
You see that card right there?
Oh, it's Vigavolt.
Oh, I love Gengar.
Do you have Gengar Mimikyu tag teams though?
I do not, but I love that card.
Well, do you know how much a regular copy of Gengar Mimikyu is?
Isn't it about $70?
No, about 100 now.
Excuse me.
Just for a regular copy, like not even an alt art or a full art, literally just like a normal copy.
Just a regular, just a regular.
I'm pulling it up
not
right
hyper
now
rare,
just to
just
be
regular
correct.
rare, right?
The regular GX. Here I am on TCGplayer. Lowest listing for a heavily played copy is $40. Then there's damaged at $50, mod play at $60, and then I have to let me turn the filters on and look at light play and near mint. And this is just the regular ultra rare from Team Up.
I love that card.
Lowest light played listing is $83.69. Nice.
I love that card though.
Collectors have ruined everything. Can we kill them all now?
I would pay that price though. I love that card so much. You know me and that card have history.
Dude, I'm like, again, everyone has this like, man, if I had the cards I had back then, I could be rich, or I wish I still had all that. I mean, whatever. You did you see what I got this week though, right?
No, what'd you pick up?
The Alt Art Tina, baby.
Oh yes, you did hit that. You did. Yeah.
Woo.
You did hit that. So, you just bought some random packs? Like, hey, let me open these.
Nope. That was a trade in to the store, and I had to bring back about $600 something. Oh,
it's a trade in. Okay, I thought you hit it.
Somebody traded it in, and I was just like, hey, I just took this in. I'm not putting it out. And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, it's going home with me tonight. And he's just like, okay, I believe you'll bring back some nice things, right? And I was like, yes, I will. And I went through all of my decks and took all the gold cards out.
So you're low rarity student.
I have stamps and staff stamps and foils and stuff. Like I prefer the stamps anyways over. So I got rid of some of those. I had Evolutions, Charizard, a bunch of extra art rares. Like, do I need 3 copies of Cleffa full arts? No. I also have staff ones, so I got rid of a Cleffa and some Charmanders and all whatever. And then I did dip into the tag team stash, and I did get rid of 2 of my alternate art Mewtwo and Mews for it. But
Let you have it.
I had 4. I don't need 4. I still have 2 of them. I'm never gonna play that, even if we do play expanded. Like, it's just not good anymore. Power creep and V-Star VMAX EX prison, but now I have the Tina, and that's a card I've wanted for a very long time. Like, done.
I did see you. Yeah, you got it now. I seen our boy Sonny. Shout out to Sonny. He day 2'd in Atlanta. But I seen Sonny said, "I'll trade you," and he had the Cleffa, not Cleffa, the Clefairy, Louis
Yeah.
Clefairy.
So I want to finish this
And
page. This is a goal. I need the gold
what's the last
Arceus
thing
from
that's
Brilliant Stars, and then I
okay?
need the gold Palkia from Crown Zenith, and then this is a sick page of all 4,
I never hit any gold from Crown Zenith. I'm so hot.
all
I
the
bought so many
gold.
ETBs.
So, but these two, the 2 Tinas being on the page, that's the heavy lifting done.
So you're making a whole page of ADP.
And Giratina.
Well, again, Tina.
If I had a 6 wide binder or a 5 wide binder, I would do ADP alt art as well, and then put like remember the box promo RCS that came with the figure for Legends?
Mm-hmm. I have that one. I like that one. It's beautiful
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a good card. I have like 3 of those because that was actually when product was available.
Oh yeah.
It was right after the first boom, so like stuff was around.
Yeah, do you remember
So
anything before November?
Like, whoa, stuff.
Like, November you could still find Pokemon cards. December you could maybe find Pokemon cards. January.
I remember November, Surging Sparks that just came out, and I had some store credit, and the guy was like, "Hey, if you use the rest of your store credit and pay like $60, we'll get you a whole box of Surging." I'm like, "Hey guys, should I do it?" They're like, "No, Gazer, that's dumb. Don't be stupid. You're not gonna. Don't pay 100. Don't pay 120 for Surging. That's stupid. That's basically 120. You're dumb. You can get it for 100." I'm like, "You're probably right. I could get it for 100. You guys are right." Yeah.
Nope. Rest in peace.
No. But no, Sonny wanted to trade you the Lily's Clefairy.
Nope.
For the Giratina. You're like, no. But did you see what I pulled this weekend?
You pulled a Clefairy.
I pulled the Lily's Clefairy. I was at a league night, and I bubbled top. There's only top 4 pricing, and I bubbled. I finished 6, and I was like, this sucks. And I, watched and seen they only got priced on half a box. There's only like 12 of us that night. It was a lower league night, so it was only half a box. And they opened up their packs, and there was like maybe 7 hits out of the packs, and no SIR. Only 1 full art, a couple illustrated rares. Kilowattrel and the Articuno. I'm like, what? I'm gonna take a chance. Maybe there's a dumb gold spike energy or something like that. So let me do it. So I went up to the guy and I was like, "Where's the other half of the box?" "Oh, it's right over here." I said, "How much for it?" He's like, he did some calculations. $100. I'm like, ugh. Sure, let's do it. $100. And the rest of the box was so hot. I hit the Lily's Clefairy. I hit another full art. I hit illustrated rare. I hit a Zacian, a Zoroark. It's just a nice box. The whole box was like, in total, the whole box was like a really good box. And I got the Clefairy, and I was like, that's cool. And a Wailord. There's a random Wailord in there too.
What'd you do with
So I also have a Clefairy. It's still sitting here.
Yeah.
One of the guys offered me 160.
No.
I had another guy like 2 days later offer me 180, and I'm like, 180 is tempting.
Tempting, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, 180 is tempting, and it's gone down. It was 200, now it's like 195, so it's going down. But I think that card, since it's so playable, will stick around. It won't drop any lower than 170, will it?
How many people are actually going to put that thing in a deck like that one, that card? Like,
I don't know about that one, but it's a one-off in some decks. It's a playable card. I don't know. I don't know. You think it'll drop to what, 130? 140?
I don't know, man. It's hard to tell anymore. Everything's just so freaking unpredictable.
Yeah, well, I think we kind of called it too. Journey Together was not going to be like the big set where everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, the boom is still booming." The bubble's going to lose a little air with Journey Together. I thought people really like N, so like N's going to be like the chase card, but I guess ended up being Lily because perverts. So people like the Clefairy. Some people like the N, but the rest of the cards, like, who's excited for Hop and Zacian?
Yeah,
who's excited for Iono's Belly Boat?
60-ish for the Zacian alt, and then the Iono is maybe 80 or 90 last I looked.
Like 80, yeah. And I have all those as well. I have everything except for the and Zorark. But I pulled all those as well, and I'm like, these are cool cards. I'll keep them. I'll hold on to them. Maybe 20 years from now, I'll give them to my son, and they'll be worth something more. But like, I think the bubble's going to reinflate when Destined Rivals comes out.
I don't know,
think so, buddy?
Dude. I don't know. Like a lot of sure, Mewtwo, whatever.
Yeah,
but a lot of prices on modern stuff is cooled off a little bit over the last 2 weeks. Some things have dipped back down, just small increments. Because I spent all day Saturday at work, like literally buying collections. I think I paid out like a couple grand in cash and credit. And small store, that's a lot of revenue. But to take on all those singles, then I mean, let's do it. Let's go crazy.
You guys give like 50% like value or what?
It depends. It depends on like the card, and like if it's a better card, we give more, and so on and so forth. Okay. So it really depends. There's a varying degree to whatever, and the way things are now, it's better to be a little bit more generous on giving out because it's just going to sell anyway. So quicker turnaround time and less capital loss and hell.
I learned that from Josh Hatter, and shout out to Darkside Games, my sponsor. But yeah, Josh bought a gold of some bad tool from the Sun and Moon era, the one that I think if they hit into you, it does like 60 damage to them and it falls off. Some bad, stupid tool.
Bursting balloon?
Was it a gold? It was something gold. It was something stupid.
I don't
and I'm like, Josh, I don't know why you bought that. I was with him at a regional. He bought it, for the store. I'm like, I don't know why you bought that. It's not going to sell. No one's after that card. He's like, oh, these cards sell. And then like 4 days later, it's like, hey, it's sold. I'm like, what do you mean it's sold? Who wants that card? Mm-hmm. So you're right. These things, they sell. There's people who buy them. Collectors are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I posted I took in all the gold stuff and I posted it in our Discord, and then someone was like, hey, I'm coming for the Jet energy switches. And then someone else was like, I'm coming for those nest balls. All right, they were all gone that day. So
yeah, this stuff sells. But yeah, some of the modern stuff has dropped. The only thing I think is like holding its value is basically anything from Prismatic. It's dipped a little bit, but like that's gonna be like, hold on, I think, just because I don't know why, but just because for some reason.
Ultra premium collections drop in the middle of next month. So and pre-orders on TCGplayer for that are like fucking over $300, dude. And I think MSRP is 90.
Isn't it like 100 like normal?
90 or 100 or 120 or something?
Because the normal UPC used to be like $100, right?
Yeah. So what? Yeah, it's somewhere between 90 and like 120 MSRP on this thing, and the fact that pre-orders are like triple that.
Yeah, Prismatic is the one thing that's gonna like I think hold on, but everything else has been dropping. But I think all this is gonna happen until Destined Rivals, just because Cynthia, Mewtwo, Giovanni, Team Rocket, those are like popular things right there.
And insight too on like Destined Rivals is right now our allocations are great for the product for it, but again that could change until the day it ships. So we're keeping our fingers and toesies crossed that we get what we're seeing right now.
You guys are lucky then. We had a few stores here that said their allocations took a dip, and we have a shop that every league night they're raffling off a chance to pre-order at MSRP.
We're gonna do, if our numbers are what they are now, if it stays that way when we get closer to pre-release, if someone plays in 2 pre-releases, they'll be able to pre-order a box. And we never do pre-orders at the store. We never do it.
And that's fair too. And the way this set is looking at me, I think that's fair too. Like at first I couldn't wrap my head around. I'm like, you're raffling off a chance to pre-order a ETB. And then I had to sit there and like, you know what? I see the vision now. I get it. Because they said their allocations took a dip, and if they just open up all pre-orders, somebody will come in and just pre-order like 4 of them, and someone else will pre-order 4, and they'll be gone. No, so they want to get them to the players first, and the players want them, and I get it. It's
time for stores to favor the people who actually sit down and play the game,
and that's what they said. Yeah.
And then we posted with Journey. We got a lot of backlash on our Facebook page from like a couple people that were like mad that we were taking the plastic off at time of purchase. And so his solution now is, if you want to take the box home with a wrapper on it, you're paying market. You want to sit down and open the packs, you get it at MSRP, buddy.
That's I agree with that 100%. I seen a store, I guess it was on Twitter, they posted that sign, and some people were like upset about it. I'm like, no, that makes perfect sense. If you will open it or not open it, but if you let us take the wrapper off and whatever it is, MSRP. If you want to take it home and hold on to it and do whatever you want to do with it, resell it, here it is at market. I'm like, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Then your scalpers could still scalp if they want to try to scalp, and people actually play the game and just want open packs can do that too. So I thought that was 100% fair.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
outside of like, scalpers are going to continue to do this shit as long as people are willing to pay those prices. And what I'm interested to see with the whole global trade economy and like how our stock markets are shitting the bed is how long can people afford to pay those prices
That's another question.
before we're into a full-blown recession?
Yeah. How long can people? Yeah. How long can people keep doing this?
Like, how long are you willingly going to put forward $150 for a Prismatic Evolutions ETB or whatever? Like, how long are you willing to do this before it's like food on the table, bills paid, rent paid, overpriced Pokemon cards?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
the freaking
it's gonna get weird.
The prismatic binder goes for like $15 on its own, man. It's so crazy.
But then the sealed binder collection is like 75 last I saw.
Yes, it's so crazy, man. So I think prismatic's gonna hold some value. 5. 5. I was at a shop the other day and they cut me a deal. Let me buy one booster pack for $10. Like I was like, I got $10. I want to buy like surging, and they were out of surging. Like, I'll give you prismatic for 10. I'm like, technically that's a deal. Why not? Because market value on prismatic is like $15. Just one pack. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I mean, it's specialty set problem. You know, 151 had that same problem before, but you could also still walk into a store and buy 151 when it released, and for quite some time until all this bullshit started, November, December, January.
Exactly.
And now
no, exactly right. I have two 151 UPCs, and I was going to open up one and keep one sealed. And I was going to open one on stream. I never got around to it, and now they're both still sealed. And I'm like, that's cool. But I'm
like what, 350, 375 or something?
Yes. But I was able just to walk into the store and just get them. They were just there. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get these, and there was like no issue. No one harassed me. There was no problem. Just I grabbed them and just walked out.
Yep, and I mean, like too.
Yeah, you have to stalk a Target employee and wait for the restock and watch and see what they do. And you got to stand behind a counter. I mean, behind a corner and watch them.
And like the Charizard ones, they couldn't give them away at one point in time.
I seen those on sale for like $60 at GameStops and local card shops sold them for $50 and stuff like that. I never bought one because I'm like
losing money at that point.
Yeah, but they just had to get them out of there. Had to move them, and I never bought them because I'm just like, the freaking what's the one with the gold Arceus and the gold Giratina? What set is that?
Crown Zenith.
Crown Zenith. Crown Zenith had all those Barney boxes with the mat. It had the Dene. Those things were not selling some places, and I had one guy's like selling them to me for like $25, and I'm like, that's a deal for Crown Zenith. Sure, why not? I'm sure those things are worth more than $25 now.
Oh yeah, I mean, we had so much Crown Zenith ETBs, they sat on the shelf until like January, and then all of a sudden, like people started buying them, and then they're gone. And then like a couple days later, hey, you guys got any more of those? Got any more of those Crown Zenith ETBs? No, you guys bought them all, you fucking crackheads.
Exactly. You got any of them prismatics?
I
know. I don't want to bring up bad memories. Yeah. I know. My bad. But no.
PTSD.
Y'all got some prismatics?
It's no longer post-traumatic stress disorder. It's Pokemon trading card stress disorder.
PTSD. I'm having PTSD right now. But no, man. Yeah, the market's wild. I'm glad you got your Giratina. Hold on to that. It might be worth something. I had to stop a guy from there's a couple guys came in to a shop Friday night and they wanted to sell their Pokemon Center ETBs of Prismatic. I'm like, that's cool. Get about $300, $400, whatever it is. And he tried to sell some tag teams. I'm like, no. Hold your tag teams. I said, tag teams are like a thing. I said, those things will always be a thing. Hold those.
Hence
he had some other cards he sold.
The Gengar Mimikyu, regular art.
So he sold some other stuff and he sold the ETB and I guess another guy found some mini tins at a Dollar General in like a small town. So he bought those and he sold those. And I'm like, that's cool. And the guy's like, hey, Gazer, I help my tag teams like you said. I'm like, good. No, don't sell those for a while. Those would be something. Like you said, Gengar Mimikyu. So I don't know. I can't. I want the bubble to go down because I like to open packs and rip stuff. Unless I keep winning cups where they give me product. But I mean, I do like doing that. But I don't know. I like the fact that I have a Espeon that's worth like $400 just chilling over here right now. I do like that fact. Like a worst come to worst in case of emergency break glass. Sell the Espeon. I'm good to go.
And someone will do it. Someone will buy it. Crazy
Someone will
people.
buy it, man. But yeah, I think the bubble's gonna start to reinflate a little bit when Destined Rivals comes out. But we had some reveals from Destined Rivals recently.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen a lot of them, but there's one card that was revealed that I don't know if it's coming out in Destined Rivals or when it's coming out. Hopefully, it comes out before Worlds because we need it. He's our savior. It's Psyduck. Have you seen the Psyduck that was revealed?
Yes, and the gold duck that effectively does the same thing.
Don't care. Just want Psyduck. Just give me the basic. I want the Psyduck. Yeah, the Psyduck is with us. Go ahead, sir.
I think the whole main set has been revealed for Destined Rivals. Not English, but like the Japanese, the Glory of Team Rocket stuff has been revealed, and that Psyduck is not in that listing of cards.
No, it's a gym promo for in Japan, so that means we might get it. Oh boy, how do we get this card, man?
They could shove it into our set, which there's always filler inflator bullshit, but this is not filler inflator bullshit. This is a pretty impactful card.
It's very impactful.
And they really should release it.
I hope so, because we need it right before Worlds, man. And I think after Destined Rivals, we don't have any other sets coming out before Worlds. Do we have a mini set coming out, maybe?
Yeah,
maybe it's slid into a mini set.
Black and white something.
Oh, that's right. That is a thing that's been teased a little bit. They have trademarks on that.
Yeah, your absolute favorite cards.
I love Gen 5.
They'll be all coming out.
I hate Gen 5.
I can't wait until they're like all broken and you're like forced to buy Gen 5 product.
I guess I'll play Garbodor EX. Here I go. But no. But yeah, maybe slide into that mini set right there. But the Psyduck has 70 HP, so it is buddy searchable, which is great. The attack, no one cares. I think it's a 2-colorless. What's it say? 30 damage? 20 damage. Oh boy, yeah. Wow. It's the ability. It has damp. And that's an ability from the video games. I don't know if you play the video games a lot, Steuben.
Yep.
But basically, damp lets it where a Pokemon can't use explosion, self-destruct, anything like that. And the Psyduck carries the same kind of energy, the same aura from the game to the trading card game that says basically any Pokemon that has an ability that knocks itself out cannot use that ability.
Yeah, and the Gold Duck is effectively the same thing, just 120 HP, same ability, and then it has Hydro Pump, 3-colorless, 60 plus 20 for every energy attached to it. So if you
don't care,
if you fear the Psyduck getting ravaged by whatever, evolve it into a Golduck. And then they've also put 2 other like Team Rocket cards into the gym promos too. There's a Kangaskhan EX, which is just kind of whatever.
Meh.
And then the Hypnosis device, which is interesting.
It's a tool card, right?
Yeah. If it's on a Rocket's Pokemon, it's in the active spot, damaged by an attack. Even if it's knocked out, the attacking Pokemon is now asleep. So it's interesting. Maybe it's something, but the Psyduck and Golduck are definitely impactful, and hopefully they just shove all of that into like the US and global release of Destined Rivals. Yeah. Because that Psyduck will just prevent that entire conversation we had earlier about ghosts. And then this episode is rendered useless.
First off, no episode rendered useless. We had a few people said actually gone back to catch up with episodes. So, shout out to you guys for coming back, to this 5 months from now. What's up? Appreciate y'all. But but no, the Psyduck it was needed. I think Pokemon's like, whoa, this Dusknoir thing is a problem. We got to do something about it. And I guess to a lesser extent, Magneton, which doesn't see a whole lot of play, Magneton becomes useless as well. But I feel like the Psyduck is like, it's needed. Ghosts are a problem. Whenever I'm playing a game and someone puts in a Duskull, I immediately target it. I'm like, I have to kill it. It has to go. Because it just throws off something. Because I play a lot of Archaludon. So if I don't take out that Dusknoir, that means my Archaludon's going down probably next turn. Something's going to happen. I have to get that ghost.
And if you're taking a single prize, it like really just ruins your prize mapping. And
Yeah, and it does. But in my thought process is they want to get another ghost down. So I'm like, if they get a second ghost down and they pop at that time, then I catch, it evens up my prize trade again. If they don't do that, then yeah, it kind of throws off my 2-2-2 line or whatever I'm trying to do. It does. It throws off prize mapping. But ghosts are such a problem. And a lot of times I feel like my Archalon can take a couple hits anyway. So if I can take out a ghost, take a hit, and then take out something else, I'm back on prize lane, But ghosts are a problem. And this side deck is definitely necessary. I'm excited for it. It gives us a chance to use the Worlds promo card now. Remember that one?
Or the festival or whatever.
Yeah. Remember everyone laughed at it when it came out? All your side decks have free retreat. Who's laughing now?
Anyone who's going to play that is going to get laughed at, if anything. But, anyways.
You don't want to give your side deck free retreat?
The other big revealed card is Team Rocket's Watchtower.
Oh my gosh.
Both players' colorless Pokemon have no abilities. And it's a stadium card. So this turns off a lot of important things.
Well, let's go down the list. You can't squawk now.
Nope.
That means your Pidgeot is rendered useless.
Mm-hmm.
This stadium means that your Noctowls can't, go seek some jewels.
And
who am I missing? Oh, you can't runaway draw. Yeah, you can't run away now.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's something else, like what? Buffalant, I guess.
That's true.
In that Terra Box matchup.
My Rotom can't fan call now.
Yeah, fan call Rotom. And those are...
He's like, hello, can't call. Yeah.
Other than the Buffalant, which is like one deck specific, the rest of them are pretty good across the board abilities. Like the enabler of the Golden Go deck right now is the I hate to say it is the runaway draw. Those extra 3 cards are fantastic for that. Being able to do that multiple times a turn and every turn hereafter. Charizard Pidgeot has been one of the biggest and best decks for coming up on over a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And I mean, now we're seeing the abuse of Fan Rotom and Noctowl, and those are massive.
And how many decks like the Squawk and Seas?
A lot. I mean, a lot of decks that like to squawk also like to play Fan Rotom and stuff too. So there's Raging Bolt. There's some variants of that are playing Fan Rotom and Noctowls, as well as the Squawkabilly. Any of the Zacian decks that already aren't doing good play Squawkabilly, so they can attempt to go for their donk shenanigans potentially by filling up the board and slapping Snorlax belt and party time there. There's just a lot that this stadium turns off, and even if you're not playing Team Rocket cards, whoopee-doo, if you have a bad matchup into any of these things that establish for those engines, then this is definitely like, okay, I might need to consider this to be in my deck.
No, I agree. There's another stadium that they put out too that I like, but I mean, looking at the two of them in comparison, this Watchtower is just, it's too good.
The Rockets Factory.
If you don't, I like it.
Go ahead.
No, I agree. The Watchtower is too good. If you're not playing any of those Coast Pokemon, you're not really concerned about it. Then yes, you definitely put that in there.
You're getting excited, and you need to give context of the other staddium to the audience.
Well, I like it a lot.
Okay, well, what does it do, Gazer?
Okay, so Rockets Factory, basically, whenever a player plays a supporter with Team Rocket in its name, from their hand, they draw 2 cards. Think about it, Steuben.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Rockets, transceiver or receiver, whatever it is. Go get a supporter with Rocket in its name. Just put it in your hand. That's an item card, right? We have that. We have Rockets cards that do there's a Guzma one. There's a Bridget one. There's one that I think one of your Pokemon's knocked out. It turns into the Ace Trainer. What's it called, Ace Trainer? Where you both shuffle and one draws 3 and you draw 5, something like that.
Yeah.
There's some really good Rocket supporters. Yeah. There's some really good Rocket supporters going on. There's one that's a freaking what's her face? Skyla. There's just a Skyla one for no reason.
Yep.
Why not just give a Skyla back?
You have draw until you have 5, or if they're all Rocket, you draw until you have 8. You've got, if a Rocket Pokemon is knocked out, each player shuffles their hand into their deck. You draw 5, they draw 3. You effectively, if that stadium's in play, you're drawing 7 cards. You're technically drawing 10 cards with Ariana if you have all Rockets Pokemon. You've got the Giovanni Guzma shenanigans, which is then draw 2. You've got Petrol, which is search for a trainer card and then draw 2. Team Rockets Proton, which is if you go first, you can also play this. Get 3 basic Team Rockets Pokemon and put them in your hand, and then shuffle your deck, and then draw 3 cards or draw 2 cards. So like the fact that you're thinning the deck out of 3 cards potentially and then drawing 2, like yeah, that's good for Rocket. But like the question is, what do you play in Rockets? Like what is like the attacker? Like there's multiple choices. I like the Crobat line personally for the damage spread, but that's not strong enough as like your main attacker focus. I think they're like great supplement.
They're great supplements. You go with the Crobat, and then I think there's a Weezing that does damage now. Is it a Weezing? No, something. There's something that does damage if it's an active spot to all basics. So that helps, with spread, but spread's kind of weak because things are too big nowadays, power creep. But there's also a Sneasel, I think, that does like 2 damage counters for every damage counter on a Pokemon. So that can add up maybe after a while. I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean
I think that's just Mewtwo.
You've got the Mimikyu for a single Rocket's energy can like gust up and come in and play, and like then you can copy like Dragapult's attack and then Phantom Dive them right back. So it can copy Burning Darkness, and it's also free retreat on the Mimikyu. So any deck that like can fit a Rocket's energy, or like Gardevoir specifically wants to play the Mimikyu and play the Giovanni, like there's so many lines with that opens up too. But I think the deck itself has to be Mewtwo, and even then, what do you have to play? What is it? The Spidops that attaches energy from the discard pile?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Spidops, once you get basic energy from the discard pile and attach to this Pokemon. So that Mewtwo, you do need 2 turns to power up the Mewtwo technically. 1 rocket energy and then one attachment.
Other attachment.
But it's also capped out at 280.
Yeah.
And
next kit is 280, but then you have Crobats, Golbat. You have the Golbats.
So you've got, and you have to bench 4 Rocket's Pokemon, or that Mewtwo can't attack anyway. So like, we're gonna fall into the same situation as there's a shit ton of Rocket support, but if you look at the comparison of like the end stuff or the Lilies or the Hops or the Ionos, they're not doing it. Like we saw Zoroark with 5 decks make it through, and 1 Hops deck make it through to day 2 at Atlanta, but they didn't get high, and they didn't get very far ultimately in the grand scheme of things. But then we saw those cards get played in other decks in small amounts, but they also just have, like, in comparison to how many cards Rocket has as a whole, those have nothing. Like, this has so much stuff. Yeah.
And that's like, with this much support, with this many Pokemon choices, it's got to be something there. And I think the answer is going to be Mewtwo, like bottom line, when all said and done. But there's so many different options, so many choices, just so many cards to choose from. It's got to be some way to make something work as a Rocket themed deck. Now, I thought Hop had potential, but after playing it, the damage output wasn't enough. And something like Lily has 4 Pokemon, definitely not enough going on. Even in the next set coming out, Misty only has a handful of Pokemon. So that could be a fun rogue deck. We'll see it on LDF's channel. We'll see Sean For the Win play it, but it's definitely not going to be something that's going to carry a whole, archetype.
Yeah.
Hold on, Stu. Nathaniel. Go in there. But no, Misty's definitely not going to carry a whole archetype, something like that. I'm hoping Ethan's can do that, but probably not. But Rocket has so many cards to choose from.
45 Pokemon.
Yeah,
I just counted.
It's something that has to work in there.
Pokemon are Rockets, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 supporters, 2 stadiums, and a special energy.
Yeah, something has to work from there. Something has to work.
Technically,
and it might just be Mewtwo.
There's that Kangaskhan EX that's in the gym promo, so that's another Pokemon.
And that tool card.
And then the tool card. So like, there's 2 more cards there. So like, you could, if you played one-offs, you could almost build a whole 60 card deck of just Rocket stuff if you really wanted to. Like you could build an illegal gym leader challenge deck of just Rockets cards that are multi-type or whatever. But
what a great singleton format.
Yeah.
No, it's close. No, I'm interested in it. I feel like the fact you can grab support out of your deck, the fact that supporters can do different things, and that stadium that lets you just draw 2 is crazy. But no, you're right. The Rockets hideout is definitely the better of the 2 stadiums in a overall. Overall, if you just look at it, for face value, that card is good.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of, what's that card? Battle Frontier from way back in the day.
Similar, yeah.
Stops colorless Pokemon. Yeah, so.
Yeah, think of it
Yeah,
as like
but
a dumbed down power plant or dumbed down Path of the Peak. And like if Pokemon had sideboards, that would be a 3 to 4 of in every sideboard forever until it rotated.
yeah, if you know your opponent's playing Golden Go with the Dunsparce, you know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you're about to hit the random Charizard Pidgeot that somehow snuck in the to the top cut of the cup, you know what to do. It's on the sideboard. But yeah. I agree. It's still the better of the two stadiums, but I just got excited with the one that just draw 2 cards.
You got a little
I just played a supporter. I just drew 5 cards. Now I draw 2 more cards. It's just what?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna Kuzma up your Pokemon. I'm also gonna draw 2 cards while I'm at it. What am I doing? What is this?
You're crazy. That's what you're doing.
We're excited about drawing 2 cards, man. I mean, I guess Yu-Gi-Oh feels the same way. When they play Pot of Greed, they're like, "Oh my god, Pot of Greed!" So yeah, I guess.
I mean, draw 2 in Pokemon isn't super crazy, but the fact that it's happening after you're doing another action, like that's what makes it seem cool. But again, it could just not be a deck to play because it's all got to be built around those Pokemon.
Round Team Rocket, yeah, that's true. R.I.P. to my boy Bill. Remember Bill from Base Set? Just draw 2 cards for no reason.
Yeah, but you could play Bill as many times as you saw it in that single turn.
I know it was so beautiful. And then he became a supporter, and people were like, "What?"
Yep. Oh, draw 2 cards. Oh, cool. All right, cool. I'll just play Professor Oak's New Theory instead.
Exactly. But no, the Destined Rivals I think is a set I'm really looking forward to. I think it's a set that's gonna reinflate the bubble a little bit, unfortunately. But I think it's also gonna give us some interesting decks to play heading into Worlds, or it'll be out in time for NAIC, won't it? Yeah. So hitting in NAIC and then heading into Worlds is gonna definitely change some things. We'll probably have a subset by then too. So yeah.
No, it'll be out. What's the no? Hang on.
It comes out in May, right?
Yes, but hang on.
NAIC is June, right?
Yeah, but hang on. The legality date might be.
But no, I was gonna take Ethan's. Oh, wait a minute. I have no plan now. Also, NIC date has been revealed for registration.
We've had the date, but like the days for the signups.
The time and the days, yeah. For registration.
Okay, so Destined Rivals' actual release date is May 30th. No. Let me look at the calendar. May 30th, which is a Friday.
2 weeks, NIC.
2 weeks after that is the 13th.
So it's right on time. Right, just boom, right then. NIC is the 13th, isn't it?
Double checking. Yes. So Destined Rivals is. So if you're going to NAIC, it's time to print out and run proxies already of Destined Rivals, because you're gonna fart and then oops, sorry, we've moved on to the next format.
Move on.
And then you've been playing Terrabox the last 2 months and it's gone. Shaman's here. Sorry, buddy.
And here's a Shaman. Yep, and here's Shaman. Sorry. Okay, I'm excited. I want to play Ethan's, so I'm okay. Or maybe I'll play Team Rockets now. I don't know, man. Draw 2 cards is crazy.
Well, Japan doesn't have these just yet, and they get to play the cards the day that they're released.
Okay, so we gotta wait a little bit.
We'll see what happens with Team Rocket in Japan, and I'm sure they'll play a lot that day if they have access to the cards. But their getting card situation is also becoming quite awful. From what I've heard the grapevine, that now they have to also do lotteries for booster boxes, and they're ripping the seals and the plastic and everything at the beginning from Pokemon at the Pokemon centers, and small game stores are backdooring to sell it triple the price to the US for we've come full circle to where
this is getting ugly.
It's getting a little bit weird even for Japan. So like we might not see results day one of Team Rocket cards because people might just not
people just don't have them.
Used to.
Yeah, people just don't have them. I mean, it is what it is. I think the set drops in like 3 or 4 days for Japan. So we'll see what happens, the next couple city leagues, next week or so after that. It might
be this weekend or next weekend that it comes out, like whatever Friday.
April 18th.
Okay, so yeah.
At the time it's recording, like 4 days.
Yep.
Yeah, Friday.
So Friday.
We'll see if we can get their hands on them right away, or maybe a week after we'll see some results from city leagues or something like that. So it is what it is. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm excited about we just hopped into a brand new format, but I'm excited about the upcoming format as well. What kind of world do we live in? We can't even enjoy the format we're in right now.
Well, it's because we have to wait 6 months between October, November to March, April.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That gap is they gotta fix that gap. They gotta do something about that. Yeah, they gotta do something about that gap.
It's unpleasant.
It's been 2 years like that with that gap now. So
Yep.
Or has it been 3 years?
2.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do something about that.
Remember, it enabled broken Lugia for the longest time.
Lugia, Lugia. That was, oh my gosh, it was such a depressing format at that time. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, Super. I think we touched on a little bit of everything, didn't we? NAIC dates are opening up next. Registration is opening up next Tuesday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The 22nd. There's gonna be two waves, 22nd and 23rd. Check the times. I know for me on the West Coast, the best coast, by the way, it's gonna be like 5 p.m. on Tuesday. So I'm gonna have my computer ready, my phone. I'm gonna be trying to do everything. You know,
I thought I saw 7
a.m.
a.m. for one of them, which was Central, so an hour behind me, and then the other one was 9 a.m. Central. So it couldn't be 5 p.m. for you.
Sure, it's AM or PM? Is it AM or PM?
I thought it said AM.
We better don't quote us on this then. Go check for yourselves.
Hang on, I'll look.
Listeners, don't trust us. Go find it.
I'll look. Hang on.
Ghost to Win podcast give me misinformation. I hate them now. I'm no longer listening.
We're gonna cancel this podcast that nobody listens to anyways.
Buddy, you said we have 12 people listening and 47 people watching.
Yeah, sorry to all 12 of you. 47.
We lost one of them. It's 11 now.
And then another one's gone, and another one's gone, and another one bites the dust. Dun.
Oh,
another one bites the dust. Yeah, dude. AM competitor wave 1, April
It's
22nd at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Central Time, and then wave 2 is the day after at 9 a.m.
Oh,
Central Time, and Central is an hour behind me and 2 ahead of you.
2 ahead of me.
So you're looking at 9 p.m. for you on the 22nd, and then 7 a.m. the day
7
after.
Hey, we'll make it work.
I like how it also says competitor registration will close Sunday, June 8th. Nah, dog, it'll be full on the 22nd and 23rd.
It'd be 20. Yeah, it'd be closed on the 23rd. What do you mean?
Like, my intention was to go, and right now that's up in the air, and it has nothing to do with going.
We always meet at NAIC.
I know, and last year was kind of a stretch to get there, and so on and so forth. But I've really been holding down the fort here, and I don't think I can. I don't know. I just got that. I could sell plenty of cards, so I need to cross that bridge if I get over it or whatever.
I understand. It's gonna suck to not have you. That means I have to hang out with Sonny. Ugh.
Yeah, well, yeah. Congrats to Sonny for making day 2, but not winning a single game in day 2.
He day 2 for the first time. I think he said 12 years.
He went in at 6-1-2 and finished 6-3-4.
But he made it. I've yet to day 2, so he's made it, man. He's
a better player than you now, officially. Or he
probably, I got 3 cups.
I mean, he has.
One Gazer, 3 cups.
If he didn't, want to stream every 36 seconds, I'm sure he could go win some cups.
Every 36 seconds is crazy. I'm gonna hop into Sunday Weekly right now. Matter of fact, man.
You know what? Maybe I will. No, I'm kidding. I got.
Let's do it. Oh, all right. But yeah. NAIC is definitely gonna sell out. I was looking. I did some number crunching. I looked from 2 years ago, around the same time. Charlotte Regional. And shout out to Aiden Coos who won that one. That had 1,100 players, almost 1,200. Atlanta Regional was the biggest regional yet, which we seem like we say every 2 regionals.
Mm-hmm.
But so that was March of 2023. So this year, April 2025, Atlanta had 2,600, almost 2,700 players. Think about that, man. That's more than double.
NAIC is probably going to be even bigger this year.
33?
My guess is they got more of that convention center. And if anyone went last year, that convention center was long.
It's huge. That thing is huge.
Huge.
Thing big. It big. Yeah.
Like
New Orleans Convention Center is big.
Massive convention center. So if they got more space than what they did before, good for us. Congratulations,
33? Because last year last year NAIC was smaller than the Atlanta regional. It was 2,600 something like that. NAIC this year 3,300, 3,400. What do you think?
I mean, we'll know in 2 weeks when the registration is over with already.
You mean in a week when it's over?
Well, I mean, what's today? The 14th. Today's the 4th. Yeah, I mean, okay, a week and a couple days. So we'll know numbers by say Thursday next week, for sure.
And it's gonna be full. It's gonna fill up. I'm gonna have to try to get my bots ready and try to hop in there, man.
Get your bot. Oh, the bots you scalp with, you scammer.
Use those bots to get that Twitter poll up.
Oh yeah. All right. Remember, chat. Get out there and go like that tweet. Go repost it and make Gazerbeam 2K become Super Mega Bald TCGjr2.
Yes, let's go. Get out of here.
I wonder who Super Mega Bald TCGjr the first is though.
It's gonna be some guy like, no, that's you can't have me. That's my account. That's my name. You're not me. You're an imposter.
Or maybe we should make it 2K so you can at least keep that. Super Mega Bald TCGjr 2K.
Yes. Okay. It's gotta be 2K now. That's not getting 1,000 likes, man. If it did, I'd probably never stream again. But it's not getting 1,000 likes.
Darkside's already embraced your new name.
Shout out to my sponsor. But all right, man. I think we covered everything. I think we're good for this week. Anything else we need to touch on?
Hopefully not. No, I think we're good.
Okay. Well, hey, I guess that wraps up for Gus One Podcast, Tubin. You got to say the outro stuff?
Oh, yeah. You know, as always, make sure you leave us a review on whatever platform you enjoy us on. If you're on YouTube, hit the bell, subscribe in that opposite order. Like the video, comment down below. Super Mega Bald TCG.
2K. Junior 2K.
Junior 2. And, you know, of course, retweet us, follow us on all the social medias. Links, as always, in the descriptions if you're on YouTube, and the show notes if you're on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Scamazon, Gazers whatever you're on. Leave us some love, spread some love, share the wealth, and hopefully you didn't have a bad time. That's it.
All right. So with that being said, we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Gus One Podcast. Gazerbeam 2K, Subin 2K. Out.
I can't wait for it to be SMB or something like that.
Super Mega Baldman.
I'll never be bald.
Junior 2?
Unless I'm dying.
Super Mega Baldman 2.
I'll get a wig.
I'm not bald, by the way. Anyway, we're out of here, man.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.